Hello and welcome to this demo about the stream composition, data stream composition capabilities of Compose. So it corresponds to one of the deliverables of the project. So let's start with the first part that is about stream composition. So basically the example that we will see is the following. We will have two emulated devices that are two web objects in the terminology of Compose. Each one of them is basically a smartphone, and we're supposing that each one of them is sending a stream of data, it's a continuous stream of data that is reporting the current location and the current temperature in Celsius degrees. So each one of them will have the corresponding counterpart in the platform, that is their service objects. So we will have two service objects, one for each one of the physical devices. And then we will have another service object that will be the one in charge of doing the composition, transformation, and filtering of data. So the second component that we will be showing is a sample user application that is an interactive map that will be querying data from the three of these service objects and will plot it in a map. So just a brief reminder of the architecture of what we are going to see. So we will have service objects, web objects outside of the platform. They will be sending data to the platform through the REST API that the Compose platform is providing. So after that, when a sensor update is received from each of them, this is going to be stored. And also, if there are any subscribers interested in that data, that basically is the service object that will be in charge of transforming and composing the data will be processed and forward to the service objects that are interested in that piece of data. So basically looking at the high-level picture of the architecture, so we have the API, we have the processing of service objects, we have external subscriptions, we have data storage, and we have data query capabilities. So basically, when the data from one of the service objects is forwarded to another one that is interested in composing or filtering or transforming the data, this piece of data goes through a service object pipeline. So basically, there are different stages through which the data will go, and in this demo we will focus on queries, that is basically defining what are the data sources for the composition. We have transformation, so basically we will transform Celsius degrees into Fahrenheit degrees. We will have filtering, that is, we will have another stream of data that will be filtering Fahrenheit temperatures that are only above 70 degrees. And then data is basically stored. This is the basic example demo that we will be showing. So we have the two devices that are sending location, that is coordinates and temperature. We have the service objects that are basically the endpoints inside the platform. The service objects receive the data about the temperature and the location and forward it to another service object that is interested in composing and transforming the data. And then there's another piece of a service object that is filtering the data. So this one transforms the Celsius degrees and aggregate the data that comes from these two devices into Fahrenheit degrees, and this one is filtering the data. So one important remark here is that this is not really two different service objects, but these are two streams from one service object, so from one service object. So we will show the definition of this Compose structure. So what will we see in the demo? So what we will see is in the display we will see 4 different maps, and each one of the maps will be showing a different set of data. So basically the map on the top left corner of the display will be showing data points from user 1. This other one will show data points from user 2. The window on the top right corner of the display will show the merging of data points from these two users, but the data will be already transformed in Fahrenheit degrees. And the the window on the bottom right corner of the display will show a subset of this information. That is only temperatures that are above 70 degrees. So this will be updated in real time. Every 5 seconds the display will refresh, and it is important to note that this is 4 windows that are actually doing queries, data queries, to the platform. So they are every 5 seconds saying, give me all the points that are associated to this stream from this service object. And these are the 4 streams that we described before. We have prepared here the 4 maps, and we will start pushing data into the platform, and we will see how information is populated here. And now we will come here and we will start generating fake data. So this fake data will emit 1 sensor update for each one of the web objects every 4 seconds. So when we start producing data, we will see how data starts showing. So we see data points here, and you see this is the aggregation of both of them. And these are the points that are above 70 Fahrenheit degrees. So if we click here, we see that this is a temperature in this position. This is the location, and the temperature is 19 Celsius degrees. So when we click here, we can see that this position has 66 Fahrenheit degrees. So this is the transformation. And if we click here, we can see that, this point is not shown here, and this point that is here, that has temperature that is 76, that is above 70, is the one that we are seeing in the one that is doing the filtering. So as the information gets populated, we can see that there are several points like this one that are filtered out. So basically they are not reaching 70 degrees, and this is the aggregation of all of this information from the 2 originary service objects. So that's the composition, aggregation, and filtering that we were mentioning before.